Hello, my eggs. Today, episode 70, part 2, Skibidi Toilet was released, and what we found out in it and what happened there is fascinating. And the episode itself turns out to be more important than the entire series combining the first part. Okay? Let me remind you to subscribe and leave a comment with your theory, because the episode will get 100 subscribers, so I encourage you to write your theory. Okay, here we go with this episode. Everything starts from the end of the previous episode, and we find out what's going on there. However, it is interesting that we still have the ghost cameraman there, although it is probably a copied scene from the previous episode. After fighting, we see a cameraman, but it turns out to be a bomb dropped by Skibidi Toilet. After a while, I explode and then jump down on a Skibidi Toilet. This one is shot with lasers, and they only work halfway because this one can't move much. One of the cameramen is caught, and when the Skibidi Toilet gets hit hard, it detonates. Interestingly, these explosion sounds are like those from Counter-Strike. It's about a bomb. Cameraman catches him and jumps into the hole with him. Leave a candle in the comment like to commemorate this hero. Then the elevator starts to break down. The speakerman immediately catches two cameramen, but the POV is flying along the wall using the spikes on his hands. The speaker offers us his hand, but we reject it and climb up the mountain ourselves. It's a pity that they don't like each other as much as they used to, and you can see that the speaker looks like he really feels guilty, or something like that. Then we jump to the leaky floor, and it's dark there, and the toilets are searching the place with some security trays. And because it's dark there, our heroes turn off their flashlights, and the speakerman turns off his loudspeaker. It's a bit strange, because it looks like it's turning off. After a while, we find out that the cameramen have night vision, but suddenly the light turns on and one Skibidi notices us. We quickly run to the exit and close the door, and we see the words Test Lab C33 Slay, and then we see the door with a leak. And in fact, everything starts behind them. When we enter there, we see a huge number of skids and a Skibidi Toilet behind a container that will appear later. At the beginning, we see a knife and a spear in the display cases. The room seems a bit like a place with many inventions. Next, we see a tentacle, which is probably the one from episode 44. We also see a large knife that certainly belonged to the speakerman's Titan. Next, we see the camera spider, which is disassembled into parts and part of the Titan's jetpack, and a great loudspeaker, but what you will see now will shock you. At the top, we see the hand of Titan cameraman, and this means that they even collect such trivial things and can invent super weapons. We see a large pair of glasses on a stand, and then we approach the desk where we see files from the scientist Skibidi Toilet and Astro Toilet. We don't know what it says, but it's probably something written by Skibidi, and then we see a poster that says Alpha Hills Labs has a new administrator, and we see a secret agent there. And that's why I'm waiting for the episode to release my big project that will show more about the series. Next, we see an inscription that tells us a little briefly. It tells us that a new administrator has been accepted there, and that he is a secret agent who is probably one of the few who survived this invasion. We see a few scientists there who we saw as Skibidi Toilet, but the date is a bit more important because this is the release date of the first episode, so we know that the invasion started on July 2, 1979, which gives me a lot to think about. Okay, but let's continue because we can't sit on the same thing for an hour. We turn around and see a lucky cameraman who is holding a book with a photo of the TV. We will probably never find out what is hidden there. It is probably some information about the TV men, and that is why they have what they want. Suddenly, we see the Skibidi Toilet from episode 42 After Improvements. His monitor is from the super popular Skibidi brand, which apparently sells well in that world. Suddenly, he grabs Happy Cameraman and throws it at the wall, then turns on the monitor. Our POV sees the inscription and yourself reversed. One of the cameramen tears off his head. It is also clear that the POV wants to tear the camera away. The speakerman turns us away from the monitor, and we put on the lens and throw our plunger at the monitor. We can see here that the boom has slightly improved the quality of the films, as can be seen from the disintegrating glass from the monitor. When we manage to kill him, we take the cracking item Lucky Cameraman, but I don't believe that the secret agent won't fix it. We continue to break the glass and take our headphones and jetpack and keep walking, hearing the sounds of Skibidi Toilet. There is a good chance that the two of us will not survive this. Well, that's it for today. Remember to subscribe and like the whole series. It looks very interesting. Bye.